All right, hello everybody. It's time for Mr. Knott's Art Studio. Whoa, hold on. Sorry about that. I just rearranged my art studio. Now it's going to fall apart on me. So, that's what happens when you go live, of course. So, today what we're going to be learning is how to do different lettering. We're going to learn how to do some block lettering, and then we're going to learn how to manipulate that a little bit. And then I'm going to take y'all into doing some graffiti lettering, kind of like you see on the streets of Nashville, on the buildings. They got some beautiful murals and graffiti there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right in and we're going to get started. Don't run away. Grab you a pencil, get you some paper, have some fun. This will take about 20 minutes or so. Let's just have some fun. Do something a little bit different. Take the challenge. All right, so here we go. Get lined up here. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do some we got to do some visualizing. Okay. You want to be able to. Let me turn it back this way for a second. Okay. So you want to be able to see something in your head. Okay, picture it in your head. This helps a whole lot when you're doing artwork, especially with the lettering. This is how I learned how to do it. I would always at first draw a line and then draw the block around the letter and then have to erase the line on the inside. I don't want to do that anymore because you didn't have to waste all that time erasing. What you do is you actually close your eyes and picture the letter in your head and actually trace around the letter that you see. Okay, I do that even when I go to paint a big mural. I'll step back from it and actually go through the hand motions. I see the picture in my head beforehand. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with we're going to do a few letters of the alphabet. I want you to imagine the letter A. Okay, you see a sign with the letter A on it, and I want you to take your pencil. You don't have to do it on the paper yet. Just kind of in the air. Take your pencil and imagine tracing around the outside of that, even with your eyes closed. Okay? That's what we're going for. So I'm going to start out with my letter A right here. And I'm imagining this in my head. Tracing around the outside of the letter. Now, if you have little kids, you can pretend that you're driving a race car. I used to want to be a race car driver. So go ahead and try that. Give it a shot. All right. Let's try the letter B. All right. Now, with these letters, I've done lettering for lots of things. A lot of the murals I paint and stuff have people want words in it. They want it to say things. So this is a great thing to do if you're making a card for somebody. It's a great thing to do. Let's go for the letter B. So I'm going to trace around the outside of it. Now the letter B, I don't take it all the way across like we normally would when we make the letter B. I stop here and then I come around. All right, and I'll tell you what for the inside, what we do is we put 2 capital letter D's. All right, let's go for the letter C. For the letter C, what I usually do is I start out with plenty of space over here. Do a short line going in, do a small letter C, and then come out, and then go around and do a big letter C. Whoa, that's like really crooked. I'm going to straighten that up. I'm working at a disadvantage here. I'm actually working sideways, trying to work around the camera here. So that's all right. It's okay to make mistakes. That's what erasers are for. I had a art teacher in college. The first thing he told we had to come in with this big art kit, and the first thing he told us was, or he said, "Open up your art kit," and it's like a tackle box, and he went around to everybody in the class, took all our erasers, and then went over and threw them in the trash can. We're all shocked. But he wanted us to not be dependent on the eraser, but it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes here. Okay, let's go for the letter D. So letter D, this one's actually really easy. Big capital D. And on the inside, another capital D. Pretty simple one to do. All right. Next one, letter E. Imagine in your head, each one of these, imagine what it looks like in your head. You could almost make this, do this with your eyes closed. It won't be perfect, but you could actually get pretty close. But with the letter E, I come up, over, down, do the race car thing. Usually I make this a smaller in the middle just because I think it looks good. Yeah, when I used to want to be a race car driver, I actually had a Hot Wheels car. I knew exactly what my car was going to look like. Then I turned 16 and I realized I hate driving cars. I hate driving. I still hate driving cars. Motorcycles are different. All right, so we've learned how to do some lettering, some basic lettering, getting the blocks down. So the next thing we want to do, we want to learn is how to do spacing. That's a tough thing to do to make sure. Some of y'all might even run out of space here. Sometimes I have students that will do their name, and then the last two letters of their name, they drop them coming down the side here. And that, or they'll put a hyphen and do the last two letters of their name there, and that looks really funny. So a trick that I've learned since I do all these murals and stuff is to start overlapping the letters. And you can control that control your spacing by overlapping. So I want you to make another letter A here. We can start moving a little bit faster since we've done this already. And remember, picture it in your head. You're going around the outside of it. Triangle for the center of the A. All right. So now for the letter B, we're making the letters about the same size. The letter B, I'm going to let it run behind the letter A just a little bit. And then I finish off the B just like I did earlier. And you can already see that it is, you can already see that it's taking up less space. Even though this B, it looks bigger than this one, I'm taking up less space. All right, let's move to the letter C. Y'all give me some thumbs up if you're with me. If I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down a little bit. The letter C, same thing. I'm going to do the same thing that I did up here. Line going in, small C, come out, big C. And it's going back behind my B here. Just like that. Now look how much space I've saved. Now you can control this. You can even scrunch them up a whole lot, or you can really start, if you need to extend it to the end, you can space that out some more to get things where you want them to be. Let's do the letter D. Remember, it's a big letter D. And then a little capital D. And also, when you go to start overlapping letters like this, you can see that they're not perfect. Their spacing's not as neat. It's not as clean. You can make this as clean as possible. Usually mine are a little more even up here. But like I said, I'm having to work around this tripod here. I'm at a distance here. All right, let's go for the E. Let's try it. Let's do a little experiment. Let's overlap this one a whole bunch. So I'm going to come up here. And I'm going to actually come. This E here. It's actually hiding, almost completely hiding behind the D. But it gives you an example. It's just how much you can overlap them. You can even show it inside of the next letter. Well, hey there, Mr. Norris. How are you doing? All right. So let's go for what we're going to do is we're going to go into some graffiti now. Okay, I've taught you how to overlap it, but with the graffiti, this is where you get to have fun and be really creative with it. There's really no rules to this, so just have just have fun with it. So, like what we're gonna do is we're gonna really twist and contort these letters. If you go down to downtown Nashville or any big city where they have graffiti on the walls, it's you can see it's almost hard to read their letters. In fact, I think they kind of do it as a code, so they can't get in as much trouble with that. That's not my artwork. That's not my name on there. So they kind of manipulate it and twist it as much as they want, and it looks like a completely different piece of artwork. So let's go for the letter A here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do something here. I'm going to add another piece of paper here so I have more room to kind of play with this. And when you get done with this, after we learn these lessons, these 5 letters, I'll teach you some of the trouble letters that people have trouble with. And then you can create your own sign for your name or do something for somebody else. All right? So for like the letter A, I can come up. I'm still tracing around. But you can have fun with it. Really twist it up. All right. I can go for my B. Don't try to copy mine exactly. Go for your own. All right. Come down. This. Watch this. This is my favorite thing to do with a B. My B has a big old butt. All right. Ooh, I'm taking up a lot of space here. I'm going to have to do a lot of overlapping to get my other letters in there. Remember, go with your own thing. Let's do the letter C. Have fun with this. C is going to come through here. You notice I still did the same thing. Short line coming in. Going to do a C, the inside of the C. Then the outside of the C. Let's do my letter D. I'll have it come out like this. How do I want to do this? I think I'm going to do it. I'll have it skinny right there. Get bigger at the bottom. So skinny right there, bigger at the bottom there. And then we got one more. I'm going to do my E. Go in, play with this, have fun with it. So did you notice? Look, I had my ABC. It took up over half the page, and I was kind of worried about running out of space. But look, I can space it and control all my letters the way I want them to do. So I'm going to teach you a couple of other really cool tricks that you can do with your graffiti letters. We can give these a three-dimensional look by what we do is we take the lines that are on the left side of that part of the letter and on the bottom, and we're going to make those thicker. So I'm going to take this line right here. It's on the left side of this letter. I'm going to go in. I'm going to make it thicker. If you have a marker or something, usually that makes this a lot easier. I'm going to extend this. In fact, I'm actually going to switch to a marker. You don't have to do this with a marker. In fact, most of the time I do it with a pencil. But I'm working on a large scale here. So I'm going to first outline the letter. Okay. Then on the side of the letter, on the left side of the letter, I'm going to make it thicker here. And on the bottom of the letter, make it thicker. And it's going to be the same thing, but you can't do just one part of the letter. You have to do the whole letter. So you have to do this part of the letter too. This is on the bottom here. It curves around like this. So I'm going to make that thicker. And you notice how it gets thinner right here. Okay, when you're on a curved surface, it gets thinner right there. So I'm going to thicken this up, color that in. What happens is that starts giving it a three-dimensional look to your letters, like they're popping out a little bit. I need to do the bottom. If you do this and you look at your letters and then something looks a little off or a little wrong, yeah, it's probably because you missed a section of your letter. It's just like something's like, what? Something's not quite right. It's probably because you missed a section. Don't forget to do the inside of your circle. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something on curved letters right here. You do the same thing. Let me outline this. Outline this. Outline this. Okay. So this side is on the left side, so it's going to be the same way. Just like we did the other letter. Same thing over here. It's going to come down. That's going to be colored in there or filled in just a little bit. And you can extend this as far as you want. You can bring it, I could make it as thick as going way out here to really make it pop out. But on the bottom here, let me get to where the light's not hitting, okay? On the bottom, I'm going to come around, and as he goes further this way and gets towards the right side of my letter, it's going to get thinner. Because it's a curved surface, so it's gradually moving over to the right side instead of just being cut off. This is the right way to color with marker. Going back and forth real quick, that's not the right way. I also need to do the inside of my letters. This is on the bottom. Bottom. And it's going to get skinnier as it comes in right here. You're using markers or painting, do long, slow, smooth strokes. Makes your markers last better, and it also cleans everything up. It makes it look cleaner. All right. So I'm not going to take the time to show you all these because I got some other things I want to show you. But something else that you can do to add to your letters to make them pop is to add in a glare like this. And so have it let's say your light source is coming in from this way. So on the edges or the points of all the letters towards that light source, you can put a little glare. It'll be right here. All right. Now there's a few letters that are a challenge. So I'm going to kind of go over some of those letters. If you have a letter that you can't quite figure out, you can kind of message me really quick and I can try to go over that with you. But the main thing is just to visualize it in your head. See it in your head how you're going to do it. Letter S is probably the most challenging, okay? So with the letter S, I start out with a line coming in. Then I do a small curve, and I do a big curve. And my big curve comes out even with this, unless we're twisting our letters like this. But small curve or line, small curve, big curve. Come on around, on around, on around. Small curve, big curve. All the way around. So that's my letter S. Another one that is challenging is the letter N. Okay, it took me quite a while to figure out how to get the N in. But remember, just see it in your head. Trace it in the air with your eyes closed. The N side of it's pretty easy, but here's where people mess up: is the top of it. Okay, they got the top, and then they come in on this slant. You have to come in across like this because there's going to be another part coming in. We could actually even draw this line here. So here, we have to come in across like this and back up. It's almost like a lopsided V shape. Then across, and then we're repeating this. We're kind of repeating it again because you can flip it in either way. You have the side, and then this slants back up. Okay, so you have that slant going in. That's where it gets challenging trying to line up these. You can kind of almost see these 2 points are lined up with each other. Another challenging one is the letter M. Okay, there's no special trick to it. Come around just like I'm doing with the N. I have this side coming down just like we go. But then I have a small V shape here. Come across, down, over, and then there's going to be another V shape here. All right. Letter Q, all right? So letter Q, let me make sure I have enough space here. That's going to be like the letter O. What I would do is I'd do the letter O like this. I'd leave a little space down here towards the corner. And then do the same thing on the inside. I don't think I've ever had to make the letter Q. And then this can be right here. Like that. And if you want to, you can erase this part. Or you can leave it. I think it actually look kind of cool with it coming across like that. But it's up to you. You're the artist. You get to do this. All right. I would love to be able to see your work. Show it to me. Post it to me. You can even private message me. I give you a challenge. Do something with your name. Your first name, your last name, a nickname. Then you can go in. You can also color them. Make it look really cool. Put your favorite colors. You can even put pictures around them. Have fun with this. Make something special for somebody. Everybody's inside right now and we need something to pick them up. So let's go to our life lesson for today. So today's life lesson is on visualizing. Okay, we did it with our lettering, but visualizing can work with everything that you do. Everything that you do in your life. You picture it in your head the way you want it to be. How are you going to make it happen? How are you going to do it? See yourself actually doing that activity. A basketball player, when they're sitting there at the free throw line, okay, before they shoot, they see that ball going into the net. Okay, if they're Drew, I do this all the time. That's why I'm so bad at basketball, because I'm sitting there going, yeah, I'm going to shoot this and it's going to make it, and I go, and right before it leaves my hand, I see it going over to the right or over to the left. And I guess I panic or something. And sure enough, if I see it going over to the right, that basketball will go over to the right every single time. When I'm riding my motorcycle, okay, I have to see myself going around the turn. I look at where I want to be, okay? If I look at a big rock that's sitting on the side of the road, guess where my motorcycle is going to go? I'm seeing that rock, and that my motorcycle is going to hit that big rock. Everything that you do, see yourself how you want to do it, visualize it, and make it happen. See it in your head, make it happen. I hope y'all have a great weekend. May God bless all your adventures. Thanks for watching.